Yo, what's up? Good morning, Jamal. I hope you're having a good morning. It's quite gloomy here. A lot of people in Utah get like what's called like seasonal depression, because it's like if you look outside, it's just like this for like half the year almost. But people call it gloomy or like dark, or you know what I mean, all this stuff. But you got to try to like basically just stay warm the whole time, because it's like the more you have to move around and do everything, it's like you just get cold. Sitting by a fireplace, like a lot of people like going to school because it's like all warm and you're around a lot of bodies and stuff. You have to figure out where your community is, where your group is, you know. I'm just here having a Sunday morning. I've been doing this streaming schedule now for like a week or two now. So I'm just kind of like figuring out how it performs on like different days or whatever. But today's just a nice casual Sunday, you know. Thought I would just get up and have a chat. This morning has been filled with like the whole Ethan Klein and Hasanabi like thing or whatever that's going on, where they're like debating over Israel and Palestine kind of stuff. I've been watching that all morning. So I could probably give good insights as to, you know what I mean, into like each of them. Like one of them, Hassan's, just feels like it's like a, you know, a group of people who feel like they're largely. Thank you so much. It's just like a group of people, and it's like that's all his like community is like this one group of people who feels like, you know, they're largely associated with the most extreme parts of their like stereotype, which I feel like is understandable. It's like not all Catholics are gonna be like the Pope or whatever, you know, kind of thing. Basically, just like, yeah, like a lot of Catholics, like they go to mass or whatever, and that's about it, as much as they like are a part of the organization. I feel like it's probably important to realize that, you know, his community is largely a certain type of individuals and people. I don't think he has a huge demographic of like different people, but if you guys are interested in this, just type in like Ethan Klein. Just type in like Ethan Klein on YouTube, or like Hasanabi or whatever. You guys know that my biggest stance on like anything that's like war driven or like politicized, I always take the stance of poetry and the arts. I feel like the best portrayal of anything is to create an object where people can sort of like move around it and try to find out where they fit in, so that, you know, what's dramatized is the colors, and, you know, these arguments can be actually something where everybody can sort of fit in, because everybody does fit in this world, you know. So last night after watching it, I don't know if you guys watched my video, but just all this like political drama over Israel and Palestine, I just wrote a poem. That's my way of confronting it, you know what I mean? And it's just like I try to do something that's completely generalized. It takes the written word and language all the way down to its base roots, where we're just talking about the sun rising and the sun falling, you know, the morning and the sunset kind of thing, and how the dynamics of a human being are this like amazing thing, and what is war and what is triumph, what is work, what is chance, you know, what is energy and the soul. And I try to paint a picture of all those things and let everybody decide what they think, you know. I'm going to generalize all of humanity. I'm not going to be bogged down in some, you know what I mean, like little thing, but I can be inspired by it to try to create something in which everybody can grow and learn from and try to overcome, right? So hopefully I can actually associate with issues that are actually too generalized for a specific group of people, and I can create some sort of work which allows even people who feel like they are in some sense a minority overcome, you know. And so basically last night I wrote a short story, kind of like free verse poetry, about a child growing up in a giant's world, you know, and it was all giants, and he had to try to figure out what they were, and it tackles the idea of existence beyond this world, and you know, where does all the energy come from and where does all the energy go? But if we knew, then we wouldn't have surprise and experience and the idea that we grow. And so I've tried to create something which basically states all of that, you know. But we're just here for this morning coffee chat. Like, I understand a lot of you probably are not coming from having watched that or whatever, but that's my like take on basically the entire drama, you know. And that's the perspective that I usually take in terms of highly politicized topics or anything like that. Like, where is the room for the art? Because I think the art is the expression that makes human beings human beings. It's our ability to not necessarily even just use tools. It's beyond that even. It's beyond the point of us, you know, having purpose. In general, we are free and we exist without having to be needed by purpose. We can create something which basically doesn't necessarily have a purpose, and it allows everybody to reflect. It's like a mirror which isn't necessarily a blank like thing. It's this mirror which is obviously allowing us to not just see what is in front of a mirror, but we can see into the mirror, because all of life is a reflection. And we can see all these things and we can understand something greater. So that's kind of my perspective, guys. You know what I mean? You guys know me. I usually always take like a stance on the side of the arts, basically, especially with things that are highly politicized. Yo, got the college look today? Yeah, for sure. Just the beanie and glasses and the overcoat. You know, for sure. College look. It's Sunday. You know, like, it's just Sunday, and I'm kind of taking it easy, but I know that I have to like get out and do stuff at the same time. You know what I mean? Like, I kind of do think there needs to be some day of like rest kind of thing, you know. It's like everybody has to have sort of a day off, but you still need to like get things done and like approach the day like it's something which isn't special. So it's like I've done everything basically the same today that I've done all week, you know, except for I didn't necessarily go and hit the gym as hard as I would. I've kind of taken a laid back approach. I woke up, I didn't necessarily stream or game this morning. I just basically kind of watched caught up on my news. I woke up and watched my news, which is like I usually get from like my feed on YouTube, because I think it allows me to get a much more like down to earth perspective, something that isn't like highly filtered. You know, it's people kind of like stumbling and figuring out their way, like as the information presents itself. They don't sit and try to have something be, you know, already politicized and like have some sort of like political take on it. Like, I want the information. And I just feel like, yeah, if I just go towards like a bunch of YouTube presentations or whatever, I usually watch that in the morning. I can kind of like get some understanding as to like what's going on in the world a little bit. But yeah, I just saw all the stuff about, you know what I mean, like all these people, and I just wrote a poem about it, and just about, you know, trying to like achieve anything in this world, something that can be reflective for anybody. Because I don't know how to approach a topic where it's like even the experts are baffled with trying to come up with some legitimate plan of action for all these groups and individuals, and you know, the complexity and dynamics of what's going on in the world. So I just feel like the best thing I can do is try to create that mirror that I said, that allows people to reflect without just seeing themselves. You know, it allows people to reflect without just seeing themselves. So that's kind of what I strive to achieve, especially with politics. So you'll probably never see me like take like a sure-footed stance, except for I am sure-footed in my belief of like life has to contain the divinity of everything, you know. And it's by the expression of that we experience what it means to even be alive in the first place. So it should be a pretty universal sort of concept for anybody coming at the problem, no matter where they come from. You know, I'm a pretty down-to-earth person too. Like I understand that sometimes things need to get done and whatever. But at the same point in time, I feel like when you are sure-footed in your position on the world and all these things, like you should be able to overcome and state something which is sort of very basic, but it's said in a way that reminds everybody that life is just a blink. Life is just a blink of the eye, you know, for whoever you are. And all the hard work is summed up, all the pain, all the fear, all the strength, all the accomplishment. It really is just a blink of the eye. And as basic as that sounds, it's scary. As basic as life being just a blink of the eye sounds, like it is a very scary principle, because it makes us feel like there's loss, there's little meaning, things are hopeless for remembrance, you know. But we need to be reminded of that so we know exactly where to look and where to try to focus. Because if it does have that meaning, then we can come together in some more basic image of ourselves, in which we are just representations of this experience as a human being. So that's kind of where I stand. But again, you know, today's kind of your day just as much as mine. Like, I like to come here and get opinions from everybody and try to not be too bogged down in my own rhetoric and, you know, my own self-reflection. It's definitely something which can become an issue or a problem when you're just stuck in too much contemplation or reflection, and you become unable to actually think properly. Because thinking properly, I think, is sort of acting when the two can meet. It's sort of seeing that life does have a purpose, and the purpose of your life is to act into experience. And the more that you are a part of this experience, the more that it allows you to, you know, allow thought to be something that's physical. And the more physical thought is, the more that it allows you to behold wonder and behold majesty, and this idea that life is something that will never end. It continues, and it's full of friends, and it's full of you know, everything positive, and it holds the ability to denounce fear and recognize courage in all of its forms. I basically come on here and just give a speech like every day, you know, and maybe I'm working for the point in which I have nothing to say. You know, maybe what I'm really trying to say is nothing. Maybe I'm trying to find where the moment is here, where I can actually get caught up with individuals. Maybe I'm the one who's behind and everybody else is already acting. Everybody else has already figured out their position, their place. And, you know, maybe it just formulates into this picture of chaos and of terror and of fear and of segregation when everybody is in the moment. But maybe when you're truly in the moment, you're not focused on those things and you're able to be a part of your surroundings. Maybe that's what I'm missing, is the idea that I can see this picture, but maybe I'm not a part of it. Maybe if I was a part of it, and maybe if everybody else was in their part, then they would be able to see beyond the beyond and be able to be where they were and understand that this idea of trying to come across everything in some nuanced manner, in some way which is a representation of intelligence being complicated and misunderstood. There was hope in the idea that things themselves were basically held at a glance. And in a glance, it always seems to be something which leans much more towards a positive experience, because the thing itself is like nostalgia. A glance itself is like nostalgia. It's this moment that passes by, but we remember things, and no matter how hard we try, it seems to be something that's a flash before our eye, and we remember. And in remembrance, there's always hope and courage, because remembrance is like identity. It gives us something that we can hold on to. And in that moment, our eyes themselves are like our hands. They're able to collect and gather and understand. Sometimes I contemplate and wonder, does vision give us the idea of unity or separation? I think in a lot of ways, eyes can provide some sort of breath, but in that moment, you are separated, which gives us the allowance of death, the idea that we're individuals, we're separated from the whole. But should we feel like we're dying if we're going back to something that is bigger than ourselves? I don't necessarily know, but I can try to understand, and I can try to use words to figure out where to go. Anyways, guys, thanks for the likes. We're, you know what I mean, we're getting there. Like, I think I can just be a little too much sometimes, you know, like this can just be a little too much. It's very hard. It's very hard to be able to come up with all these things to say and try to say them in some poetic way. Yo, what's up, Gigi? Welcome to the stream. Good to see you. I hope everything's going well over there in Great Britain. You know what? Maybe I will be remembered as a poet. Maybe I should just really pursue that and try to encapsulate this image of humanity in its most basic form. And somehow I'm understanding biology and physics and politics. It is. Is this overbearing, guys, to listen to this? Or is it nice? Is it somehow soothing? Does it create some picture that everything is okay because we've done all we can by saying the word in this way, you know? Sometimes it's hard to like get on stream and, you know, nobody just wants to see somebody sitting there, right? So I have to create these like vast, immaculate discussions with there being some hurdle in life that everybody should be able to see, but somehow if they did, they wouldn't be able to be and do their jobs normally. But somehow it's there because it's there for me. But am I the only one in this problem? Is there some way that I can extend beyond myself, but then have I sort of left myself behind and misunderstood what I'm supposed to do in my time. It's difficult, you guys, to sit in front of some black mirror that allows me to connect with things that aren't necessarily here, but in some way I'm supposed to be with you guys and not necessarily just be something that's subtle, that is sitting blank before your eyes. Anyways, guys, like, you know, just to put it basically, I hope everybody's had a good morning. Like, welcome to the stream. Like, we're just getting started. This is the first 20 minutes. Last night we went for 80. You know what I mean? Like, this could last a while. It could be short. I don't necessarily know. But the conversation definitely adds to whether or not the coffee gets, you know, drunk faster or slower. So, yeah. But I'm glad you're all here, though. Like, you know, I can see people that are here, and it's like, so in some sense, I have some, like, a supportive audience, right? It's like there's people seated at the show. I'm not necessarily just on a stage all alone. I've done that before. I've been there. You guys should know. I used to go and perform solo, and it was so low. A really low point in my life. It was just filled with all these ideas that I couldn't necessarily express, but the openness and emptiness of some empty stage allowed me to say something brave and allowed me to create some character that wasn't necessarily something that people had to bear. I was born by nobody, you see. I was born in blankness, absence. So what is me? What is me? It's hard to say. I try every single day, but no matter what I say, it seems that all life comes to be is some dichotomy, some polar opposites, until you render things to be a blank. And then there's no opposition. Maybe it is just you. Maybe there is no two. They say that one is the loneliest number, but why isn't there comfort there too? Like, then we know what everything is. We are ourselves. We don't have to play a part. We know what it is. But why is that sad? Why is it sad if, you know, two is glad, but one somehow says that it's all over? There's no more people, no one to come over. Anyways, you guys, those are all the things that lie behind my eyes, inside my head. Maybe you can see something that I see when I imagine. My imagination, is it me? I wonder. But you can't just sit on the camera, you know what I mean, and just drink a coffee. It doesn't work like that, especially if you're trying to grow. You gotta say something, act like you know. Maybe I don't know anything, maybe I know nothing. Well, how could that be, you know? But sometimes I wonder. And that's the show. It's this idea that maybe everything exists. The truth exists, and what is the truth but experience, which means that everything is, which means that we know nothing, because everything can be anything and everything's all over. And there is no one thing. Maybe that's a scary thing. Two itself, you see, all of a sudden becomes scary too. No longer is it one that we're afraid of. It's this next number in the count. The idea that there's difference, because the more different things are, the more that this is all just happenstance. There's chance. All of a sudden life is chaotic, it's problematic, and it's mnemonic, because everybody has little devices that they all use to pick and choose through life's clues. They're not necessarily who they are, they're secrets. Everybody isn't here, they're far, far away, the foreign lands. We try to hold the desert sands, and somehow we're wasted on a beach. We're beached, you see, because well as they can speak, are we the only intelligent thing? I wonder, is intelligence like a spring? Does it flow and grow between animals that we know until we come to the human being? Where are we? Where is it seen? Are we something that's problematic? We're not necessarily in the flow of things. We're not living moment to moment. Then maybe animals, they know it. You know, you guys see I'm poetically inclined. All I do is rhyme. Anyways, I gotta stop, guys. Like, bless you all for like listening to this, but I gotta stop. I can't just like listen. I gotta break up the verse. I have to break up the verse. I can't just keep going on that. I have to break it up because in my reality, it will become problematic with the people around me if I just am like that. It really does. I've been basically arrested for being like that. Like, no joke. Anyways, guys, what's up, Alien? Welcome to the stream, man. Thanks for the likes, guys. Welcome, welcome. We're getting everybody back in here. We got King Yamal showing up, Presley, Gigi, Alien. What's up? I know you're into politics, Alien. What did you stumble upon? I know, right? Anyways, it's just rapping. It's just free verse. It's just impromptu. It's just what I do, you know, like, but I really do have to break that up, and I have to actually really try to not be something caught in rhyme all the time. You see? I'm just talking about, I was literally just, if you rewind the video, like if you were to rewind this, I've been doing 27 minutes of like hip hop, free verse, rap, and rhyme. I really do just have to like sort of keep it lid on it because I have before been so poetic and so like misunderstood with all my words being motifs and things in my reality that it causes problems. It's almost like it feels wrong to be so good. Like seriously, in this moment, I can say like, it feels wrong to be so good. I've went 28 minutes continuously without stumbling over any words. Without having like a crack in my voice, all live, all impromptu. This isn't written down. This is just what, you know, comes to me and it's for you, right? Like I really do have to break it up. Why is Good Theory still at 4 subs? I know, man. I made some intros and outros. Did you see that? I made some songs. I used AI and like I actually wrote the lyrics though. Like I wrote the lyrics for the song, but I like used AI to like make a song. So it's my song, you know what I mean? Like, and I'm gonna use it for like outros and intros to the video, like 2 versions. You're glad you missed it? Yeah, well, if you would have said anything, I would have stopped, right? Like when somebody would have come in and like, I was just sitting here with nobody in chat, but it's like, how do you keep people entertained and you're not just sitting here like drinking a coffee? You have to do something. So what I do is I rap, but at some point in time, you understand that maybe like cracks in voices have a purpose. It's so that we don't feel like we're just stuck in rhyme. There's some space. Maybe that's all space is a crack, and that's true, right? Because there's space between a crack. And anyways, we're meant to open up. We're meant to somehow falter, like the fault is part of the plan. And so I was just waiting for that, but 3 videos in 24 hours, I didn't think it was like gonna cause too much problems though. I didn't rush. It's just an outro and an intro. If they label me for spam, they'll email me and I'll just email them back. If YouTube does label me for spam, I know if YouTube labels me for spam, then I'll just I'll email them back. They're just short videos and they're like music. It's like music. Anyways, you should tell me what you think. Like, go and check them out. And like, I just labeled them like outro and intro for like the soundtrack to the channel, you know? I've done a channel before where I pushed a lot of content very early, very quick, and they did actually email me. They said, we've labeled your channel is spam, and if you don't reply, then we're going to like delete your channel and you can't make any more channels. And I emailed them back and said, no, I'm not, I'm here, I'm a real person, I'm not a bot or whatever. And they said that they took back the statement that it was spam. But I don't think 3 in 24 hours, and it wasn't in 24 hours. I uploaded those this morning. So I waited all night. I waited all night with that one, and then I uploaded those two this next morning. We'll see. We'll see though. If I made a mistake, I'm sorry. You know what I mean? Like, I've been doing YouTube for a long time, but there's probably still things that I make mistakes on, and you know, you're probably right. Like, I got too excited with creating a new channel. You know, I got like, you know, I'm sorry, I just got too excited, and I had like some videos where I like made some music, and I thought, hey, I think people will like this. Don't be sorry. All right. Yeah, you know what I mean? I got excited. I'm a human being, and it was like, yeah, I know. But I understand what you're saying. Like, it does make sense. Like, people, and I've heard people say that too. They're like, I try not to upload more than 3 videos in like 24 hours because I don't want it to be labeled as a spam channel. I've heard that before by people. So you're not the only one that thinks that, and you're probably right to think that. I got excited, and I thought like, okay, I've waited long enough. It's like the next morning. So I uploaded those songs this morning, you know. But everybody makes. Anyways, I hope that your Sunday is going well, whatever time it is. You know? Tell me what you think about those music, the outro and the intro though. You can't hold the urge to upload either. Yeah, it's just like I made something and I just thought like, oh man, I want to like publish it, you know? It's like I want to say it. So, you'll check and comment. Yeah, I'm thinking of using those as like an outro videos, right? For like my gaming videos. Maybe not an intro, but like maybe use it as an outro. So it's like I do my video, I play my video, and it's like then I play one of those songs at the very end or something. Anyways, this is sort of new for me, you know what I mean? Because I haven't stuck to a routine on YouTube for basically as long as I've been on it. 700 live streams in the past 4 months, nice. Me too. I've been live streaming everything. Sometimes you know what I mean? Like I've been live streaming at the gym and like all this other stuff. And sometimes people are like, you think you'll be flagged as spam? Listen, like I'll tell you what I know. All I can tell you is what I know. I did have a channel that was labeled as spam one time because I uploaded so much stuff, but YouTube did contact me. And they were like, your channel's spam. And I emailed them back and said, no, it's not. Like I'm here, I'm not a bot. And then they emailed me back and said they're sorry. Shadow ban for like 15 days. Yeah, shadow bans are a scary thing because it's like, you know, you don't really know if that's what's going on or not. And there's like no way to know if you're shadow banned or not kind of thing. Like shadow bans are like, it's always like in the legend of social media, whether or not you're shadow banned. And it's like hard to figure out, you know what I mean? Like, are you actually shadow banned or kind of thing? Like, anyways, I think this channel is like, slides under the radar. He asked you to wait for 1 year? No way. That's crazy. That's too long, man. But that's why I said, like, the only reason I even started YouTube, and that's what's kept me going, is because I just started it out as like a journal. And so I could always go back to it, you know, like it's my life's work. With words, I'm trying to make words themselves be something that people don't just miss. It's not just something that we do, it's something to listen to. So what's kind of kept me going, even if my stuff hasn't performed well, is just the fact that, yeah, I did just start this as a journal, you know? So it was kind of just for myself. It went popular for a while, which was good. You know, I've had some videos go viral, but that's not what's kept me going. It's the fact that I was doing this because I thought it would be important to know who I was like 20 years from now. Like who would I be 20 years from now? And I wanted to be able to remember who I was and see what's happened over my life, you know? And I thought, wow, this is pretty cool. They allow anybody to upload and make all these videos and store it all in a place. And I thought, that's cool. But that's what's kept me going. So I think I've been kind of lucky because I haven't had very much engagement. Like, you're seeing the most engagement I've ever had. Like, this is the most engagement I've ever had, is like these last like couple months, basically. And I'm trying to work with it. I'm trying to keep up. I'm trying to not stop. You know what I mean? There are some barriers. Like, you know, there's like a 10-person barrier. Like, my views, they'll go up to like 10 people and they don't go any more. And it makes me wonder, like, why does that happen? Why doesn't this get, you know what I mean? Is there some limiting factor on my channel, you know, that's making things break apart at 10 viewers or whatever? Because it seems like, you know, I'm saying pretty, sort of well-spoken things, pretty literate topics and pretty literate, you know, objects and ideas, but I don't get really anything past 10. It just stops. Like, if I'm watching my viewer like thing, you think that limiting factor means I'm flagged? Dang, that's tough. But yeah, it'll just stop at 10. It's kind of sad, you know what I mean? Like, somebody's like making it so my word can't get out or whatever, but it's nothing that I haven't experienced like in real life anyways too. Just like, you know what I mean? People saying like, who are you? Who are you to even speak? That's why I write my stories. That's why I write my stories and try to just ground myself in like fantasy kind of. And this idea that, you know what, in life there are giants. Like, if you watch the video I made last night, you know, my whole metaphor behind that was I am just like a tiny person in this world full of giants, and all these giants do is grow, and somehow I can never reach the peaks that they are, even though I'm doing, you know what I mean, all this stuff. And trying to make life seem like it's something simple, like marbles on a track. Make a fresh start. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do with my other channel. That's what I'm trying to do with my other channel. I don't think they're gonna flag it for uploading 3 videos in 24 hours, and they're pretty well spaced apart, you know? They're pretty decently spaced apart. At least until this channel's cleared. Yeah, that's why I did create that other channel, because I thought it will be interesting to see what happens, you know, with something being fresh or whatever. But yeah, it is kind of frustrating, you know, like to think that maybe my stuff is like being shadow banned, and it's like I could actually be doing this for much more legitimate reasons. It's very provoking. It's very provoking. Did you watch the video that I posted though about me playing Elden Ring or whatever?
One of those little metal things with this pressed out.
It was like a compilation video of just like jokes. I could make like some mashup of like me playing Super Mario or Punch Out. You would suggest uploading shorts? Yeah, that's what most people say. Maybe I'll find the best like minutes worth of stuff from that video and make it into a short too. But YouTube, what they will do is they will flag you for like, also for like just having repetitive content. So I've had them flag this channel because I was uploading a bunch of shorts, which were clips from like my big videos, and they like said I was like repeating like shorts get more discovered. I've heard that. Yeah, I've heard like people say it's easier to grow a channel with shorts. I'll look into it today. Like I think I'm gonna play Marvel Rivals. When I go home, I'm gonna play like Marvel Rivals because it seems like it's a big game that's going on right now. So I'm gonna go and play it and make some content. Hopefully, you know what I mean? Like I'm decent at the game or whatever. You have a few repetitive content, yeah. I told them, I was like, my stuff's all different, like it's all original. They were just like, no. I was like, yeah, it is. It's you know what? If you have, I'm just saying they've sent me something before. Do a walk around of the Jeep. Yeah, it's a pretty basic Jeep. I mean, it's pretty like built up for like off-roading because it just is. It's like kind of modded a little bit. It has like a lift and all this stuff, right? But it's a pretty basic Jeep. You've seen those game streams that didn't do well? Yeah. I'll try to make a short. I'll try to make a short video like of that Marvel Rivals today. I'll see if I can make like a funny short or something. You know what I mean? Like, but like I said, this channel is gonna be like poetry and like the spoken word and live streams and this coffee and talk, you know what I mean, and stuff like that. Like, because I did start this channel. What lift? Like, yeah, it has a lift on it. I'm pretty sure it has a lift on it. It's like fully, it has like a big suspension. And it's like pretty stiff. It's built for like, has a custom suspension on it and stuff. The Jeep has a lift, is what I'm saying. It's pretty fun to drive around. I was like driving a grandma car around before I drove that one around, so I'm kind of happy to be driving a Jeep now. What I have noticed in a Jeep is like the visibility is great inside of it. Like you have like 360-degree vision everywhere because it's made to be like dismantled and come apart, right? And so it gives you like this 360-degree like view all around you, and you don't feel like you have much of a blind spot. Oh, what lift? I'm not sure, man. I'm like semi-decently like versed in most things, but it's like I'm not an automotive like junkie. I don't necessarily know too much. Like I can tell you some things, like I know what, you know, horsepower and how an engine works and like transfers power, you know what I mean, to the drivetrain, and what a general lift is. I'm not sure what lift kit it is or how high the lift is or anything like that, you know, I'm not sure. But it has bigger tires and a lift on it though, I'm pretty sure. So like I'm fairly versed in most things, you know what I mean? Like I know a little bit about a lot of stuff. I know a very little bit a lot of stuff, and that's what I actually got my degree in. Was basically on my degree it says like, you know, a little bit of a lot of things. It just says like interdisciplinary studies, which is just like the guy like took a lot of classes and a lot of stuff, which I did, so. But yeah, and I just know a little bit of a lot, so. But I like driving it. Like, I can tell you some interesting things about a Jeep. Like, everybody waves to each other. If you pass another Jeep on the road, like, other people will wave to you. It's like something I had to learn. I was like, why are people waving at me, you know? Why are people just like waving at me? But it was just because I was driving a Jeep. It was interesting. But yeah, there's like a Jeep wave. As soon as you pass somebody else in a Jeep, you're supposed to wave. because you're like a Jeep driver. It's kind of interesting. But yeah, anyways, again, I hope everybody's day is going well, and like, you know, we're here to like progress and come to conclusions and talk about different things, and sometimes just enjoy company, you know what I mean? We can just have conversations. Wherever we go in these conversations and discourse, yo, what's up? What's up? W says Yamal, yeah, for sure. What other games? Yeah, Harley Davidson, yeah, for sure. It is you notice that with Harley Davidson. What other games do I have in my mind? Like, I know Counter-Strike 2, like you can open up Steam. Here's what you do. You search on Google, okay? You go to Google and you type in games player count. You type in on Google gaming player count, and it will come up with the top games played, like the top 28 games played worldwide at the moment you type that in. And the very top game played right now is Counter-Strike 2. It's like Counter-Strike 2 Dota. Dota is the second most game played right now, which is like, if you don't know what Dota is, it's like League of Legends. It's like, it's a MOBA, a multiplayer online battle arena, where you like attack you have like one team on this side, one team on that side, and you control a little guy, and you try to get to the other side. Oh, you used to play Dota 2? Yeah, Dota 2 is like the second most played game right now, but Counter-Strike 2 is the first, and then it's like Marvel Rivals. Like Marvel Rivals is like number 3. So I downloaded that, and I think I'm gonna play it today. So maybe I'll play those other games. Maybe I'll try to play some Dota. Maybe I'll try to play some Counter-Strike 2. But I think today I'm gonna play Marvel Rivals because I've just seen everybody's playing that. Hopefully I can do decent at it, you know? What was the other one that was played? Oh yeah, Grand Theft Auto 5. Grand Theft Auto 5 is one of the most played games. It's like number 5 or something. Counter-Strike 1.6, yeah. I used to play Counter-Strike when I was like 12. When I was like 12 years old, I used to play Counter-Strike, the original one, all the time, with like the heavily modded maps. It was crazy. Fortnite, Fortnite was in like the top 10. It was like number 7 or 8 or something. It wasn't as big as it was. Oh yeah, Player Unknown Battlegrounds is like in the top 10. PUBG, Fortnite, they're in like the top 10. Valorant, yeah, that one's like in the top 15, I think. Valorant, Overwatch, Apex Predators. I know all those, but those are in like the top 15 or something. But yeah, everybody's playing like Counter-Strike, Grand Theft Auto, or like Marvel Rivals right now. So I'm gonna try Marvel Rivals. It seems like a lighter game, kind of, you know what I mean? Like, we'll see. I'll play it today, and I'll try to make some content. But yeah, those are the most played games. And like I said, all you have to do is like go into Google and type in like player count current games, and it'll just give you like it'll take you to a website where it gives you the top like 28 games. But that's what I'm kind of going off of. So I think I'll just try and stick to that. And I think Call of Duty is in like the top 20. You know, there's like the new Black Ops 6 or whatever. So you edit for some other YouTubers? Nice. I didn't know that. You never said that before. I had someone come in my stream one time and they wanted to be my editor. They were like, hey, I found your channel. Would you like an editor? They were like, I can do edits, but I can do basic editing myself, you know, from your phone. Yeah, I use Adobe Premiere Pro. It just costs like $5 a month for a membership or something like that, so I just pay it. But because I use it enough, so But I also use like iMovie a lot on my iPhone. If I'm making something like short, and like it doesn't have to have like too much like features to it, like I'll just edit on my phone as well. You don't use your laptop anymore? Yeah. You know what? Like your phone is a pretty powerful thing. It's like, it's definitely changed how everyone interacts with like technology for sure. So, mobile editing. But yeah, I did have one person and they were like, but I think they wanted me to pay them to like edit my stuff. And I was just like, I can't afford that. I'll edit it myself, Like I can't afford like to pay somebody to edit my stuff. So I just told them, okay, like thanks for looking out, or whatever. Check your edit. What do I do? Just click on your channel. I could click on your channel and watch it if you want me to. And like watch it after this stream. Yeah, I mean, I'm not doing any of this for money either, but I'll tell you what, like money, a lot of people try to find protection in money, but guess what? You're still just as like, sort of, vulnerable. Like a lot of people like to put their faith in money, but guess what? Like money doesn't provide you with everything. A lot of people, you're still vulnerable to like everything else that we are. That's why I've always tried to focus on like my beliefs and like everything else, because it's like, guess what? In this world, you're only guaranteed one thing, like your voice. You're not guaranteed anything else. You're guaranteed your voice. So it's just like, as long as I can say what I believe, you know what? Because money still means you're vulnerable. Like having a job still means you're vulnerable. Like, you know what I mean? All that stuff, you're still a vulnerable individual. It doesn't mean anything, Like, so I've tried to always just focus on like, what are my beliefs and how does this relate to the soul and eternity and everything like that. But yeah, I don't do this for money either. They're just basic editing, but it's still an upgrade to what they do. That's cool. I think that's cool that you do that. Yeah. Like I said, if you do something because it's like brings you like joy and closer to this idea that you have some sense of control, then I'm all for it. Even if it doesn't bring you income or whatever. So yeah, everybody's still vulnerable in this world. Like you're always vulnerable. Just as much as there's chance for you to have success, even if you have success, you're still just as vulnerable as everybody else. Like we're all walking around naked. Everybody is walking around naked and vulnerable. We're all exposed to, the natural world and the natural order of things, and there's chaos and chance in that, and you know what I mean? Like just as much as anything good could happen, anything bad can happen in the blink of an eye, and everybody is victim to that all the time. So if I see the video before and after, the difference is night and day. Yeah, I know that most big YouTubers have editors, but I'm just not that big yet. Like I'm not that big to have an editor. I don't make any money. So it's like I can't pay somebody to like do this stuff unless it's like I'm invested in knowing that this will work out. So I pay somebody beforehand before I grow it all, right? I can like sort of like try to proactively approach that. Yeah, I do edit stuff myself. Sometimes I make edits. But it just takes a lot of time, It's like I have a lot of stuff to say, and it's like I feel like I say it well enough sort of the first time. Yo, what's up, Brooker? Welcome to the stream, man. Good to see you here. Hope you're having a good day. Just talking to Alien, we're talking about just a few different things, But I've almost drank my coffee, guys. It's almost, we've almost been going for an hour. I'm tech savvy. Yeah, I can edit myself. Like, I'm pretty tech savvy. I'm not like a programmer though, you know what I mean? Like I know computers and like my way around like like a file folder or whatever, right? but you know, and I can like sort of run things in like Linux and whatever, but yeah, I posted something on my new channel. I posted an edit. I tried to make it funny, you know what I mean, of like Elden Ring. It was like a 10-minute video of just like me doing jokes while running around in Elden Ring. I tried to make it funny, like a compilation of different stuff, you know? But it's like all edited and cut and spliced, so it's like people can get 10 minutes of it, you know? 10 minutes of my day or whatever. I'm planning on doing that for a lot of games. I'll go and I'll make like edits for a lot of games, and I'll just upload it to that channel. So it's like 10-minute stuff or shorts. Because Alien was saying I need to make sure to do shorts, so it'll be like 10-minute stuff or shorts on that channel, all that stuff. It's not going to be like this channel where it's like open and public and free, and you know what I mean. Like I just go live wherever, like on a whim, kind of thing. So. But I'm glad you're here, though. I'm glad to see that you saw I posted something on the new channel. Oh, but yeah, this has been a good talk, you guys. It's allowed me to like wake up for the day, like reiterate, like, you know what I mean? Like I woke up and I did my chores. You know what I mean? Like if I had to wake up and do my chores, it was like I woke up and I spoke my piece again for the day. I sort of began with the ending, so to speak, you know, in mind. Like I began with the idea of closure and with tonight and rest and relaxation. So I sort of woke up and began with that, and you know, discussed things that I'm going to be working towards today and in the future, and how I'm going to try to operate and manage and move forward. And hopefully everybody here can, you know, experience whatever they're here for, whatever you came across that allowed you to open up to me. This is something that is helpful in the growth for whatever that was for you. So, but thank you for all the likes, guys. I'll probably end it at 60 minutes. It's like a decent amount of time, and I gotta go and have breakfast still. You know what I mean? I'm just kind of waking up and gonna go and have breakfast. So, but I'm glad for all your comments, Alien. It like helps me to like bounce ideas off of, you know what I mean, somebody else's head. I'm thankful for all the people that came to say hello and everything. So, you know, Presley was here, Gigi was here. Got a lot of the familiars, you know. Yeah, I'll probably end in like 20 seconds, I guess. You know, I'm coming up on 60 minutes here in just like 20 seconds, but we'll see if I can like end the stream exactly on an hour. Anyways, guys, thanks for joining in. I'm so happy you're here, and I'll see you next time.